Hey, Reading Rangers, Mrs. Hannon here for day 4 of our pre-reading skills series, Letter Knowledge. Very exciting. So, when kiddos are learning how to read, all right, or they're just getting ready to learn how to read, they have to know first the alphabetic principle. And we've talked about that already in the previous videos. And what I mean by alphabetic principle is the idea that this squiggle makes a sound, right? So squiggle equals sound is the alphabetic principle. Now, with our 4th step, we need to take that a little further and actually have our letter knowledge. Okay, what letter knowledge means is kiddos know that letters have names and they make sounds. Now, this is where it gets squirrely in English. Okay, in German and most Latin languages, it's much easier, right? Only in English do they have a separate name than what the sound is that they make, right? So if you say to a kiddo, this is the letter A, all right, and they learn the letter name A, but they don't learn the separate letter sound, they're going to come into kindergarten thinking that the letter A says A. Well, here's the problem. It doesn't say that until late 1st grade. At first, it says ah. Ugh, that's rough. Okay, so we have to be sure that kiddos learn that it's not just the first letter. Like another example is S. All right, you can tell the kid that this is the letter S. What sound does it make? If you don't tell the kid that it says S, what are they going to say? They're going to say eh, because that's the first sound in the name S. See how that works? It can get really confusing. So we have to teach the letter name and the sound, both of those things, right? Because they're often different. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, we start with alphabet books. Okay, and those are always lots of fun. I pulled this one because if your kiddo has a favorite series, like my boys were totally in love with Click Clack Moo, that series, when they were little, and a lot of those series like Penguin or Pigeon series, they'll often have an accompanying ABC book, okay? And this gives not only the letter name, but also the example. So I would read this as A, animals awake. Ah, ah, ah. Name A, sound ah. B, all right? So they use alliteration to get that sound in the child's ear. Letter B, name B. Beneath blue blankets. Sound is B. Beneath blue blankets. What's the sound? B. All right. Remember that we talked about stretchy sounds and stop sounds in a previous video. This is where you need to know what you're doing. B cannot say buh. Please don't do that to us in the field of education, right? If you love a teacher, don't teach your kid that the letter B says buh, because then we have to unteach that and it's harder for kiddo. Okay? C, k, k, clickety clack. C says k. Alrighty? So these nice ABC books are a great place to start. If you haven't plopped down your kiddo in front of Sesame Street to get a half hour of me time yet, now's the time. All right. Sesame Street is really strong on this. I know it's an old school thing. Sesame Street is designed to help kids with pre-reading skills. They're going to learn their letter names and their letter sounds watching that show. All right. So alphabet books, Sesame Street, and then we move on to environmental print. Environmental print is just a fancy way of saying logos, essentially, right? What are the things that the kid sees all the time, right? A lot of times we'll start with their name. That's not a logo, but they know that their name, in my case, Trisha, starts with what letter? That's right. It starts with a T. That's right. So you can start with the first letter of a child's name. They're often used to seeing that name a lot and they'll be really interested. You can also start with what's in your kitchen. Environmental print. Every kid in Hohenfels knows what this is, right? What is it? Nutella. What's the first sound in Nutella? N. That's right. The letter N says N. Here's mommy's favorite cookie. Milanos, the ones you're not allowed to touch. That's right. What letter is that? It's the letter M, says like Milano. And once kiddo figures out like, oh, whoa, I know that first letter, they're going to be finding it everywhere. It's like a scavenger hunt. All right. So environmental print. Okay. So alphabetic principle, squiggle equals sound. All right. Letter knowledge means that they know the names of the letters and the sounds that they make. It can be a lot of fun learning them. You don't need to take it on all at once. All right. They don't need to learn all 20 letters in 20 some letters, tomorrow. Take it easy, 1 or 2 letters at a time, and watch your stretchy sounds and your stop sounds, please. Okay. Any questions? Let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.